The whole thing is that like Zed wants to rebel against his god Zardoz because he doesn't know about the elites. So Zardoz initially has them going around and shooting these Outlander people just to kill them and execute them. But then all of a sudden Zardoz changes his mind and they do it so they become farmers.
Yeah.
And Zed and his band of cronies don't like this.
Yeah.
So they want to go on a mission to confront Zardoz and kill God, basically.
Hold on, I've just thought of something, right? Why do they need to eat if it's established in the film that they never die no matter what? Because sure they can't starve to death, because they were like, I've tried to kill myself, they bring me back. So why do they need to eat? Oh my, what?
I don't know.
Anyway, continue what you're saying.
Yeah, Zed basically opens up his like mind to what the world actually is. He comes across a library while he's killing some people, and in the library there's mysteriously there is a floating book, which is the Wizard of Oz.
Never explained why it's floating.
Oh no, it is.
Is it?
I think it was done so like because you can see him holding it. I think it was just that frame guy holding it. It was going invisible.
Why can he go? He can't go invisible.
I don't know. It didn't make sense.
But also, there's the bit where like he lets go and it swings.
Of course, yeah. So it's like an alphabet book, and he learns how to read. Then he comes a book called The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And he covers up the W and the I, and he covers up the of. And what's that spell?
Zardoz.
And he has this moment where it's like, oh, it's all fake. It's not real. God's not real.
Yeah.
And
again, that's a good idea.
Yeah, again,
find out your deity isn't real.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And obviously, The Wizard of Oz is all about a story about a weak, pathetic man who hides himself behind a giant mask and pretends he's an all-powerful being.
Yeah.
And yeah, at that point, he's like, well, you know what? Fuck Zardoz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him. And then what he finds is something like even more complex and dense and.
Yeah.
So that's all the ideas are good. It's just all done in a completely wrong order and wrong sequence.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's two different films here.
Yeah.
There's a post-apocalyptic film all about how elite people are denying these, like all the elite people in the world are denying everybody else the rights to knowledge and to food and all that kind of stuff in their little dome. They're cutting everybody else out. And the story of someone discovering that their deity doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really confusing trying to discern any of it, because it's almost like two different stories.
Yeah.
Artificially sewn into one, and it's all told in the wrong sequence.
Yeah.
And then all the production, all the filming, and all the acting's awful. So everything's going against it, really.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
Well, yeah.
This is a mess.
Yeah.
This is the definition of a mess.
Well, I was reading that apparently the film was made quickly and was written and produced quickly after John Boorman failed to make a filmed version of Lord of the Rings in 1973.
Oh my god.
So this feels like somebody's, read Lord of the Rings, thought, I can do that, failed, and thought, I know I'll make my own mythology. I'll make something equally as complex.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine if John Boorman had directed Zardoz,
Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings back in the 70s.
Oh my god. Well, you know the Beatles were trying to make a film version of Lord of the Rings?
No.
And John Lennon was going to play Gollum.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah, this is all true. It might have been that same one with John Boorman directing.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah. But, I mean, the film is very 70s. It makes use of, like, kaleidoscopic mirrors.
A lot,
yeah. Like there's multiple Zeds and there's loads of smoke and mirrors and, like, slow motion and, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even...
It is the most 70s film ever made.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Would you think this could have been better if it were made, like, I don't know, 10 years later? Did they put some more restrictions on him?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because the story in there is really good.
Yeah.
If there was an emotional connection, then you'd care, but you're dealing with emotionless weirdos.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to care.
But the lead character is unlikable, never mind.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He's unlikable. I said he's more than willing to rape a comatose woman.
Yeah.
Our hero, everybody. Our hero.
Yeah. Just the film, none of it makes any sense. No one's motivations make any sense.
No.
Because you can do these kind of complex, convoluted storylines, as long
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
have something to care about and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The film is no more dense, really, than something like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, I don't know, like, there's loads of, like, complex stuff. It reminds me of Dune, in a way, the David Lynch film.
Yes, yeah, that's a good call, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, the first half is really front-loaded with plot and exposition, and it goes so fast, but you don't take it all in, but there's so much all to take in.
Yeah.
And the last half feels really rushed.
Yeah.
I did first be quite satisfied about the ending, though. Like, you know, they finally been given the gift of death.
Yeah.
But at the end, all of Zed's friends, like, ride in and just shoot everybody.
That's so 70s as well.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like Easy Rider at the ending where they two die for no reason.
Yeah. And then the best sequence is, right, I totally forgot about this, where right at the end of the film, Zed and the person that's not the love interest of the whole film end up fucking. And then she gives birth to, like, a child. And then, like, they just stand there in this cave, and, like, you know, time passes by and they get older, and the kid grows up and gets older. And then the kid leaves, and then they get older, they become withered, and then they become skeletons, still holding hands, and then they die, but it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's all done in, like, 10-15 seconds. It's an amazing, fun little sequence. It's very cleverly done, but it ends up being played for laughs.
It's because this fucking skeleton still has a beard.
Of holding hands, and
It's so cheesy, that's the problem.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can easily see this being a masterpiece with a competent, better writer. And do you think John Boorman, as a director, if someone else had written it, could have done it well? Because it's not badly directed, really. Is it?
No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is badly directed, yeah. It looks nice at times, but, like, direction is more than just, like, place of a camera and making it look pretty. It's like directing your actors.
But the script was bad, so there's no way he could have done anything. If it were a good script, I imagine he could have possibly given... Just like, there's an amazing film he directed called Point Blank.
Oh, yeah.
And Deliverance is really good, and it's got good performances in. He's clearly a competent actors director.
Yeah.
I imagine this was just a case where he just had a vision and just wouldn't listen to anyone.
Yeah.
It's George Lucas prequel syndrome.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, it's a much better film because there's ideas in it.
Yeah.
And you know, like, it doesn't look terrible. They actually use the set in Ireland rather than...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The set looks awful, but it is a real set. Yeah.
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 I mean, it's got a lot to recommend about it, that more than the Star Wars prequel. And it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun at time. It's fun for 80% of the time. Then, yeah, the midpoint is a bit like... You become a little bit comatose to it. A little bit like the apathetics in the film.
Yeah.
You become a little bit comatose to it. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, 80% of the film is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having fun.
Yes, me too. Can you understand the bizarre cult that this film has? Like, that say it's actually a good film?
I could see why people would think it's a good film.
Okay.
I can see it from their point of view. I completely disagree. I don't think it is a good film.
No.
But I can see why people would get attached to, like, the ideas and the themes, but also, like, how weird it is, and there is nothing quite else like it.
Yeah.
Certainly from that time period. So I can see where people could be from when they try to defend it as being a good film, but I personally completely disagree with that.
Yeah. And it's so unique to the time, like, post-2001, pre-Star Wars. Like, you know, you compare it to... There are lots of films that are out that are similarly ambitious in sci-fi. Like, there's a French one, it's got something like Fantastic Voyage or something.
Fantastic Voyage, yeah.
And The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Yeah. Death Race is thrown into that as well.
Solaris,
yeah.
The original, yeah.
So these are really existential science fiction films that ultimately are quite... Well, they are boring, but, like, that's kind of the point. They're all about, like, the explosion of science and its influence on mankind and what a future life would be like. I mean, obviously there's different levels, you know.
I don't think The Man Who Fell to Earth or
Solaris
aren't boring.
You know what I mean, though? Like, it's not... It's boring to a general audience.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, so it's boring to a general audience who just want, like, space and explosions and spaceships and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So it's boring to a general audience, but if you're into that kind of thing, then you could get into, like, all the philosophical rulings about the implications of science and the future of mankind. So I can see, I can see where people are coming from when they try to defend the film, but I disagree. I don't think it is a good film at all.
Nope.
But it's got some good ideas.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's very funny. And the Arrow Blu-ray just makes it look even better.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy Zardoz in its best format, the best it's ever looked.
Yeah.
As good as it looked in the cinema. You know, get up on your big TV.
Yeah.
grab yourself some beers, get some mates over, and just watch this glorious piece of trash.
So you've watched it twice now. Would you ever watch it again?
Not for a long time.
Not for a long time.
I feel like I'm the first time I watched Zardoz, it was more like I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I was more overwhelmed by like what was like the whole thing, because it was so weird and so bizarre, and it felt like every single scene was like there was something new and amazing around the corner. Like when we first watched it about a year ago, the whole twist about it, it was all based on the Wizard of Oz. It was like, what?
Yeah.
That fuck.
Yeah.
So little twists and turns that I had a lot of fun. This time around, I was more trying to put the pieces together in my head and try and think about what they were going for. I definitely got the plot a lot more this time.
Yeah.
Like the plot made a lot more sense.
Could you ever see watching it enough to make it a good film?
No, definitely not. No, because every time, I was half thinking at times, this is actually quite good. And then something would happen where I'm like, no, this is awful. Like something would snap me out of it. Where like I know there'd be a bizarre scene where like an extra is going like. Because they've not been directed very well. Like there's one scene where they're like projecting, an image on the background, and Zed's starting to be like, I think they're projecting his memories.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and we're all watching the memories. And there's this one guy at the top right corner going like, it's like this moment's like that where I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
What's it out of 10?
It's like a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Alright.
I give it a couple extra points for its ambition.
Yeah.
It is very ambitious. And the joy I get from it, it's like a 10.
Yeah.
But like as an actual film, it's probably a 3.
Yeah.
A 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Is it as good as the Apple in terms of enjoyment? I don't think it's as enjoyable.
The Apple is shorter.
Yeah. Only about 10 minutes,
Yeah, but like I think the Apple's paced better.
Oh, well, it's because it's got songs.
It's a musical, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the first 10 minutes of the Apple is shit.
Yeah.
And then it gets amazing. But like with Zardoz, the first 20 minutes or so are okay and watchable. And then it has a bit of a dip. And then the last half is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Apple's paced a bit better.
Yeah.
And I think with the Apple, it does feel like around every single, like Zardoz, around every single corner, there's something new and bad to enjoy.
Yeah.
But the only thing that puts Zardoz ahead is that the ideas and the themes are more ambitious and more interesting.
Yeah.
While the Apple is vacant and vapid.
Yeah.
And it's all about showbiz is bad. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are either of them as good as The Room?
No, The Room's the king.
Alright.
For me, The Room is the king of so bad it's good films. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Dungeons and Dragons as well.
Is that better than Zardoz?
I would, if I had to pick, I would rather sit down and watch a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Okay.
The Dungeons and Dragons movie is amazing.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is it every scene? I thought it was just a bit to Jeremy Irons.
Every scene is awful. Especially when Richard O'Brien comes on.
Richard O'Brien.
Richard O'Brien's in the film,
Yeah.
and he basically, he did that show, The Crystal Maze.
Yeah.
He basically does that in the film.
Honest.
Yeah, there's a scene where the main character has to do like some trials
Oh, yeah.
to get to like this gauntlet at the end. And it's basically like an episode of The Crystal Maze, but set in the fantasy universe. But yes, the scenes where Jeremy Irons is on screen are like the best parts.
Alright.
But the whole film is littered with weird moments.
I watched a really interesting So Bad It's Good to Go completely off topic film recently.
Oh yeah.
I watched about 20 minutes of the Flintstones movie.
Oh my god, that's just awful.
It's on Netflix.
Oh my god, with what's his name?
John Goodman.
John Goodman as Fred, and is it Halle Berry's in it as well as like
Yeah.
the hot secretary?
Callum MacLachlan's in it.
Callum MacLachlan's in it. Oh.
He's the boss of the corporation.
And Rick Moranis is Barney. I actually think that's pretty good casting there.
Yeah, well, Barney is Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis as Barney. Barney. If it was Barney as big Rick Moranis, that made no sense. But yeah, I actually think Rick Moranis as Barney is actually quite good casting.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good idea.
Okay.
And
is he dead or something? Why doesn't he appear in films anymore?
oh, but actually there's a reason. Because I asked that question as well, but his kid died and he retired from acting.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it?
I thought it might have just.
No, because I was wondering like what happened by not being in films, but like yeah, is either that or like no, it wasn't even that. Like I think because he was like my kids are growing up and I need to be there for them.
Oh, all right.
So I'm just gonna quit acting because I need to be there for my kids. It's either one of the two.
Okay.
Either one's really tragic or one's just been sensible.
Yeah.
I don't remember which.
All right.
The Flintstones in the Cell Bites Good film was just bad.
It's funny though. It's like watching a part of your childhood die. Well, not for me. I never watched the Flintstones.
I didn't really like the Flintstones. I found it a little bit boring.
Yeah. Well, people say, you know, it's like the original Simpsons. Simpsons ripped it off. Yeah, but better.
But better, yeah.
In every way, it was better. But anyway, Zardoz. It's pretty bad, isn't it? Really.
It's awful. It's an awful film.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
There's nothing else quite like it out there, and it's a sign of what science fiction was.
Yeah.
Before Star Wars.
Before Star Wars came and ruined it all. Making it entertaining and fast-paced.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
God.